guys, welcome once again to our channel. So today we're gonna be talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta. So yeah, Real Housewives of Atlanta, the episode 6. Um, in general, what did you think about the whole episode? Watching it.
From the beginning to the end, it was just so much going on. You know, at times I was a little bit bored, like with the Sanya scenes and with the Drew scenes. It was like, I was like trying to find something to do around the house while I listen. It didn't have my full attention, you know. But other than that, it was, the housewives, they're chaotic. They're chaotic housewives.
Okay. Um, well, let's talk about let's just go into the episode. Firstly, let's talk about the situation going with Sanya and her family and her sister literally wanting to leave wanting to leave the house even if Sanya's husband still says okay stay. And the way the sister was saying that, do you feel that what the sister said was true, that if they do leave, that Sanya and her husband would literally feel the they'll feel the difference between them, that they have literally been feeling a void. Like someone said, she can be in LA today, Atlanta tomorrow, this Alabama next tomorrow, and she has a live-in nanny. That's her sister that loves and takes care of her kids. Like she's there and she's safe. She feels secure that her children are with people that she trusts. But now they're like, we want to leave, and the husband is like, I want you to leave. Do you feel like Sanya will literally feel that emptiness? Because I feel like they are literally covering a lot of things for her. Because them being there covers her from not from being in LA today, being in Alabama tomorrow, and feel secured. Because nobody want to leave a young child at that age with a nanny for that long. But you know that she's with your sister. I'm sorry, he's with your sister, and you're safe wherever you are. You are rest assured. But now that they are leaving, having to get a living nanny or whatnot, I feel like the husband didn't literally think about that part when he was making the decision. I don't know if you saw it in that perspective.
Yeah. I when I seen it, I was saying to myself, "Oh boy, she don't know what she's about to get into," because a kid by yourself without your village there or somewhere close around, that's going to be totally hard. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
seen her mom was doing like the cooking and and the sister, I'm pretty sure not only was she like helping out with her business, but she was there to, you know, help kind of be there for her son, because I noticed that the sister had two little boys herself, and I was like, oh, if they leave, he's going to be so sad and so alone. And dang, they're gonna have to bring the nannies in, and who can they trust? And I was like, oh, this is opening up a whole nother storyline. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Yeah.
she's gonna feel it. I think so.
But did you think that the husband thought about that before he literally put it out there that he wanted them to leave? He wanted them to leave because sometimes when you're enjoying things, you don't think about the disadvantage of things or the positive of the things you're receiving. I think he did not think about the disadvantages and just talk about the advantages of things. If they leave, he's literally not always at home. He's
Right.
always somewhere else, and the wife too is always going to be somewhere else. So I don't think he did think about the negativity that will come from her family leaving the house.
Yeah, and then it's the safety issue also. I mean, sometimes it's always good with safety in numbers. I mean, she's going to be there sometimes by herself with their baby, and like, what is he going to hire 24-hour security when he's not there to be the person who's going to be there to protect her. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at it all kind of ways. And no, I do not think that he thought that through. I personally would have, if it would have been me and I had that money, and I could get things done. I would have bought like a house with another house right next door that could have been their house. And when Sonya wanted to go over there and see them, hey, they're right there. You know what I'm saying? Keep them close. They don't have to be in the same house, but keep them real close. Because that's their village. That's their support
Exactly.
system. Yeah, that's their support system.
Exactly. That's what I was also thinking, that he shouldn't have just made it of like, oh, I want to move. I don't want to stay with the family again. Knowing that you've had a lot, as in they've given a lot. They might look as if they are living off you, but as much as that, they've given so much too. They've brought a lot of things to the table. And I feel like, literally, like what you said, he should have just decided that I want to get a house close to them. Um, I want to get a house close to them, and then we can still be able to, we can have our private time, but at least when we're living out of town, we can still get to have our kids. They've grown up together. They literally grew up together. Ah, I don't think he literally thought about the negatives, because if he did, that solution of just outrightly uprooting them from what they are used to, I think it was
Right.
a very selfish thinking. He just wants to outrightly uproot them without thinking of what to call.
Right. I
And let's go to
mean,
the call. Okay, Joy, say something.
go ahead.
No, no, I wanted to go to the comment section. You can go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, he really should have thought it through, excuse me, on both ends, you know,
Yeah,
and kind of weight the pros and cons of what he
yeah,
was doing and asking, because you got to realize they've been there since they moved to that house,
yeah,
and so his son is so used to it. You know what I'm saying? It's like his norm. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
and I mean, and then I kind of understand his side. He wants his own family, to have that family time. I get that part too, but hey, she comes with a package. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's her village, which is now his village, you know, and put some respect on that. Get another house, real close to where you guys are. Then they can have their house, and you guys can have y'all's house. Problem solved.
Ex- exactly. Um. Okay. Hello, everyone. Yvette was saying, hello, everyone. I hate a liar to put that on Kandi was too much. We're going to get to Kandi very soon. Um, oh, Shop Reality. Oh, she said she's almost home, so she's going to be joining us very soon
Oh, okay,
on the
great,
panel.
great.
So, moving forward, um, I wanted to touch on this Kenya and her friend, and I've forgotten her name. The fact that Kenya saw it fit to discuss about Marlo's old school records, slashing her face, whatever, whatever, with somebody that is not in the circle with Marlo, but because she's your friend, you wanted to paint Marlo in a bad light, and you're telling this person about a sad thing about Marlo. That literally looked off to me, that she called her friend, sat down with her friend just to discuss about the bad things of Marlo. It you called her there to talk about your establishment, the business you were building up. For you to start talking about Marlo, I don't understand where Marlo's conversation came in.
Yeah, I didn't really understand that either. It was kind of like a bashing. You know what I'm saying? I understand. Kenya was still upset about the hotel incident and kicking the door and everything. But, I didn't understand why Kenya brought it up to her friend when, that this was not a Marlo conversation piece. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
she didn't know Marlo, so it, it was wrong. I didn't really like that from Kenya. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you're gonna talk about somebody, talk about them in their face. You know,
Mhm.
talk about them with somebody who they have something in common with, like that social group. You know,
For me, it looked very childish that you would call your friend just to bash another woman that is neither there to confirm, to fight for herself, to to say, okay, this is not how it is. I'm not one person that likes talking about people at their back, because if
right?
you're not there to defend yourself, I have no reason to be talking about you.
True, because right then and there, you're not even relevant. Because you're not
Yeah,
there. It's just when you're there. If I have something to say, I'm gonna say
I
it.
say it. Yeah.
Yeah,
For me, I was like, talk about your business. You're
yeah,
telling me that you want to open a whole spa. I feel like the spa business is a daydream. It was too extravagant. I felt it was too extravagant. Like she's building a spa for Beyonce herself. And I'm
hmm,
like, talk about that. Stick to that. Don't go ahead and start speaking about Marlo did this, Marlo did that. This lady literally doesn't know Marlo. Even if she knows Marlo because she has watched her on seasons of on TV, she doesn't know Marlo that well for you to sit down and be discussing about her. And I feel like it's a proper setup because she's also a friend of the cast. So tomorrow, maybe tomorrow there's a gathering where this lady is actually also there and Marlo is there, they will have another hater in the mix to hate on Marlo
right.
without Marlo being able to defend herself and say, okay, this is not exactly how things are. I felt like that was what she was doing. She was purposely trying to spoil the image of Marlo so that tomorrow, if Marlo and this lady meet up, she already has, because she already has this mentality that, okay, Marlo is like this, probably I'm going to stay clear or I'm going to hate on her. It
Right.
doesn't make sense. I believe she should have made her, if let her judge by herself. Okay, this is not the kind of person I want to vibe with, or this is the kind of person I want to vibe with. Don't put thoughts in people's head.
Exactly, exactly. And then you also have to look at it like, why are you guys still talking about this? Okay, so what? Marlo did what she did. Marlo also did that time. Time served. It should be over with. Talk about other things. You know what I'm saying? Quit
I'm
digging
telling
in
you.
somebody's closet. That's like digging. That's like going to a thrift store, and there's nothing wrong with thrifting because I do it myself. But every
Yeah,
now and then, like I don't want to do it because it's like looking in my own closet. You know what I'm saying? It's too much stuff.
yeah,
So
yeah,
quit digging through other people's stuff and dig through your own.
exactly.
You
I just
know?
think like she's purposely making Kenya is supposedly making Malu her storyline because this is episode 6 and episode 1, episode 2. Okay, except episode 1 and 2 that she talked about Martell. But since episode 3, 4, this is 5, and now 6, everything that comes out of her mouth has been Marlo this, Marlo that, Marlo this, Marlo that. That is what we call obsession. Like you're obsessed. If you just can't stop talking about one person, it's what you have to be obsessed with her.
Yeah. I,
You are obsessed with her.
yeah, I really feel bad for Marlo because it seems like that she's getting a a bad rep right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Uh, the whole little thing that they're going through. I see that Marlo's really trying to keep her cool because she's a tall chick. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So and she looks like she can get pretty upset, but it seems like she's like kind of holding back, uh, like she's almost misunderstood.
Mm.
I mean,
I
because if you look at the past between um, Marlo and Kandi, you know, the, it was all kind of praises that Marlo is a good person with a big heart, and and I've seen a lot of that in Marlo on the show at different times. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I kind of feel like,
Exactly.
go ahead.
Exactly. Looking at the old, when they played the old days, how they had praises for each other. I asked myself, how did we get to this? How did we get here?
Yeah, yeah. It's they honestly, I don't know if all of this is scripted. You see
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Or if this is like really reality TV. But if it's really reality TV, girl, they need to slow it down a little bit, be a little bit calmer, because somebody's gonna have a stroke or a heart attack. Because they just argue too much. You know what I'm saying? It's just too
exactly.
much. It's too
It's too
much.
much.
Yeah, like sometimes I just want to see, because they're living a lavish life. Sometimes I just want to see like the lavish part of their lives. You know what I'm saying? Them having a good
Yeah,
time and agreeing and getting together, and coming together like in a sisterhood. Like me and my sisters and me and my circle, we don't argue like this. We got a disagreement. We're gonna pull each other to the side, you know, not in front of an audience, and say what our grievances are. We're going to deal with it and then, hey, get back to the party. you know, uh, I don't know what they're doing. It's just like I said, I don't know if it's scripted or if it's a really reality TV. I'm hoping that
yeah.
it's really reality TV, but then, like, ladies, come on, be a lady. You can't be a thug
I think
all the time.
exactly. I think they are missing the point. They are missing the moral of the reason why they started the show. A lot. They are outstretching it, and that's why the show is just going down and down and
Yeah,
down. Because they've lost the moral or the values they were trying to portray when they brought out Real Housewives of Atlanta or the Real Housewife franchise on its own. I just think they've lost the plot line. They
right.
literally have.
Yeah, and I mean they have touched on some really good subjects like uh s- spousal abuse or boyfriend
Yeah,
abuse,
yeah,
and uh divorce and things of that nature. They've touched on like real life stuff that people who are probably going through that can look at that and say, well, wow, I see how she handled it. I'm gonna handle mine like just like that. You people idolize these women. You know what I'm saying? And then you
yeah,
got a lot of them trying to be like them, fashion after them and act like them. You know what I'm saying? So I think, in a way, they kind of have a responsibility to women and the community to show the best sides of themselves, you know, instead of all the
yeah.
up and down and rhetoric and, the craziness and the screaming, cursing, pulling wigs, like, you know,
Exactly.
show us some substance. That's all I'm saying.
Substance. I don't think they do.
What they used to kind of be like that. They showed a little substance and some class. You know what I'm saying? But over these
Yeah,
years, they're just kind of like they be thugging it out on there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
They do. From
Ex-
the mamas to the daddies to, they thugging it out. You know, and sometimes I don't want to see all that.
True. Sometimes that's not what we want to watch. We don't want to watch that,
Yeah,
but they don't
not
realize
all the
that.
time. Yeah, not all the time, not every scene, not every episode, you know? Like they can't get along for like one segment.
I'm telling you, it's that's the most upsetting thing that there is no they are peace this moment, the next moment something just happens and you're asking yourself, how did we go from peace to fighting again?
Yeah.
It's, but moving forward, moving forward, this I think I just wanted to just touch on this briefly. I think this is the first time that I've literally fallen in love with Sheree. Like she literally looks like a proper mom that cares for her kids. I saw this place, I was like, why don't they show this? Like she literally cares for her kids, her grandkids. This is what we would have loved to see than most of the things that they literally show to us on air. I would have loved to see the dynamics of this family showing us how their family values are and everything that is going on than all the quarrels and the fighting and everything that's been going on this season.
Right.
It
Now,
was
Sheree,
it's
oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
I just love this picture. Like I never knew Sherry can be like this. I never knew.
Yeah. Now that I love seeing that right there. That now that looked like some grown woman stuff there. You know what I'm saying? I,
Yeah.
when I looked and I seen her daughter, first off, is so beautiful. You know, so grown up.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Beauty.
Yeah, and then we've been seeing like a lot of Cairo, over the years more than the daughter. I think the last time I remember seeing the daughter is when she was going to college or something, you know.
Yeah.
And then we seen a little bit of Cairo growing up, but then when I found out that, he had a baby, he brought the baby home, and what a precious little bundle of joy is she, you know. And Shereé looked like, hey, that's where the baby needs to be, on her shoulder, because that's her baby, you know. So I loved seeing that. That was nice. I love that whole little segment, with her nourishing the baby and the baby's eyes is set on the mom, and then she falls asleep, and them trying to make a new tradition, or was that an older tradition where they make the handprint as an ornament for the tree? you know I thought that was really, really nice. And
I
then
did.
yeah, and then it touched me when Sheree kind of broke down and cried, and said that,
Yeah, that she
you know,
was proud of her
yeah,
son.
yeah, and she's a good mom. She really
She
is.
is.
She truly is.
She is.
you know I mean, I don't know really what all her struggles were. I've heard of some of them on the television, but
Yeah.
she's a strong woman. I like her. you know
I do.
yeah,
I do like her
yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
Okay, moving forward from that. Okay, we're gonna come back to Drew. When I think this lady sometimes can be a liar and delusional at some time. Let's come to the main event, like the main course of today's episode. The only thing that I did see that was okay, that made a lot of people rush to go watch the episode
Hmm.
was the fight between Marlo and Kenya. Then Drew in this picture. Let me get your perspective about the whole fight, the whole issue. I want to get your perspective about it.
Between Kandi and Marlo.
Yeah, this whole scenario.
um okay, so like when they went back to when Marlo sent the text, I read the text and everything, and Kandi was like, well, I don't know if he does. And then she was like, oh, well, yeah, he does. And then so she was like, well, that was my nephew, he got murdered. And I didn't really see any more texts after that. They really didn't show that on television. you know but I did see I guess it was when Riley was going away to college and Marlo came over and she mentioned it. you know I did see Kandi go, get up from sitting down. She went over there to Marlo, put her arms around her, and hugged her. You know, I don't know if she said, "Hey, I'm sorry," but I'm pretty sure she did. Or she was giving her that support. Now everybody is not in this life. You can't expect everybody to do what you're gonna do, what you would do. You know what I'm saying? Like she was like, she should have sent me flowers, been more attentive, this, that, and the other. You can't expect everybody to be a you. You know what I'm saying? So uh, everybody is not as giving or as thoughtful or has that moment, that time. So I kind of see it both ways, you know, and Kandi has, I wouldn't really say anger control problems, but uh she just has to kind of pull herself back. Step back, take a few breaths, because she be exploding, girl. She be like really, really, really ready to fight. I think this is like the third or the fourth time I've seen Kandi that upset, where she just like, I'm gonna risk it all. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that was just a big misunderstanding. I don't know if Marlo needs a hug from Kandi, and a true apology, even though Kandi didn't have anything to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Marlo just needs that from her. And if that was the case, if I was Kandi, hey, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give you your hug. I'm gonna give you your
But
love so you could
but
stop.
yeah.
You know. So that was my whole take on that part.
Well, I feel like so I don't know. I feel like it's not Candy's fault.
True.
So what's the need for an apology?
Well,
Yes, he did work in your establishment. He did work in Candy's establishment. I understand. But when at the time the shooting happened, he wasn't working there. And she tried to be like understanding. She was like, oh, I feel bad for this. You don't expect more from people than what they gave, especially when it comes to grief, death. I learned that when you lose someone close to you, don't be expecting so much from people around you, because you'll get disappointed.
yeah.
You can only vouch for what you yourself can do. So
Mhm.
the fact that she was trying to project what she would have done. Oh, okay, I heard about someone dying that is close to me. This is how I would have done. I would have brought you flowers. I would have been there for you. I would have opened a GoFundMe for you. I would have sent money to you. That is what I would have done.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Everybody's
mean
not the
because
same.
I would have done that, I should expect you to do that too. If you hear about somebody dying in my family or I have something urgent, you can't vouch for what people's reaction will be to any situation. You can only vouch for yourself. And the fact that she's using the fact that I would have acted like this, I, Marlo, would have acted like this, to judge the way Kenya acted or the way Kenya reacted, didn't sit well with me.
Right.
It didn't at all. I felt like that was I felt like it wasn't necessary. Why are you hating that she didn't do certain things for you? She's not you.
True,
Anything she gives you, even if you don't like it, accept it and move on.
true, true. And then some people don't handle death the same way. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't know what to say, what to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's it's different with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You
But
know,
I also feel like, let's say she cannot handle death in the way she is, but I felt like at this moment, there's a time for you to say, I need to let this go.
right,
I need to literally forget this. I need to move on.
right,
Because at this stage, she should have realized that she's never getting an apology from Kandi.
right. Maybe it
So,
wasn't. I don't think maybe it was an apology. Like, hey,
okay,
I'm sorry. Like, uh, your cousin or your nephew worked at my restaurant and his roommate murdered him, because uh, I didn't really get it. Was it clear if he was still working there or if he just stopped working there or if he stopped working there because of the pandemic and then something happened? I didn't really get that whole story. But I think what Marlo is just maybe possibly looking for is maybe just a, hey, I'm sorry, you have my condolences. Maybe that's all she just needs from Kandi. Because maybe she felt like Kandi was close to her nephew in some kind of way. That's some kind of bond that Marlo shares, whether Kandi knows it or not. A last bond that she shares in with Kandi, because Kandi was that employer for a while. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to look at it
yeah.
all ways.
I understand where you are looking at it from. I do understand where you are looking at it from. But I'm where me I'm looking at it is the fact that probably I'm looking at it by the way I would have reacted. Because I know that if I push something at you and I see that, or I perceive that I might not get what I want from you. Be it anything, be it that she wants an apology from Kandi, or she wants recognition from Kandi, or for Kandi, she say, okay, fine. I acknowledge that the way I reacted, or the way I did, or the way I said things were not right. You have seen it, that that is not going to happen. That is not going to comfort.
Right.
I felt like she should have just known and realized that, okay, it's time for me to hang the books. It's time for me to take a step back. It's time for me to
Mhm.
close this chapter, because there is nothing positive coming from this.
Right.
It's going to be more for her mental health, because at the end of the day, she ends up being shouty, nagging, and people calling her names, people kind of
Right.
trying to push her out like an aggressor, or she's this, she's that. She
Mhm.
gets called a lot of names that
Right.
she isn't, because of this same situation. So that's why I feel like at a time she should have just said, let me hang these boots. It's not, because every time Marlo is having a conversation with somebody, she always brings it up.
Mhm.
And I feel like even if somebody else is brought it up, you should have
Right.
just like, okay, I want to end that chapter, ignore it, end it, zip it.
Right.
That is what I thought she should have done, because right now they are making her look like what she is not, and it's not fair.
Right, right. I mean, you seen her hands behind her back. Like, I'm not gonna touch anybody. Because Marlo probably knows she could get. Like I said, she looks like a big girl. She's tall and everything, and
Yeah,
she's shapely. She looks like she's in shape. Uh, she looked like she could do a little bit of damage there. So hey, yeah, she did the right thing. She put her hands behind her back. She wasn't stepping up to Kandi. So Kandi was just like she just it was just an overreaction when she should have just took it a different way. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
She was getting irritated, without, first off, they shouldn't have had Drew right there in that part of the conversation. Drew shouldn't even been there. And it shouldn't, the
Oh, you also felt
conversation,
the same way.
yeah, the
I did.
conversation shouldn't have happened there. You know what I'm saying? Be on some grown woman stuff, and you guys do it together. That's all I'm saying. It's just too many voices, too many attitudes, and like, it was too much. So everybody's gonna be up hyped. It's gonna be a shouting match. And sooner or later somebody's gonna throw something, and then that's when the fighting starts. So it should have been just the two of them, having this conversation together, not at a party, not at a girls' gathering.
Oh,
But Kandi came in. She had an attitude when she came in.
yeah, that was already an off point. The way she came with an attitude and the way she justified it, saying, "Oh, how did she even say?" She said, "Oh, we can't hide our emotions. I don't know how to hide my emotions." You came to a party, hide that your emotions.
Yeah, she
Wait,
set the
see, look
tone.
at everybody there were looking at them like they were just like, "Oh, you are disturbing the environment. You are
Yeah,
using yours to actually disturb others."
yeah, she set
And
the
you come
tone.
in there with all pride saying that, "Oh, I just can't hide my feelings." Hide that feelings.
Well, she shouldn't have came. you
Yes, yeah.
know hey, that's how I feel. Because she set the tone. Soon as she walked in, everybody's face changed because they were looking at her face and her body language. you know and they asked, "Hey, are you all right?" Not really. Well, wow, what a way to start a party. you know so
Mm.
it would have been my party. I'd have been like, "Kandi, come here, let me talk to you." You all right, girl? Do I have to take your temperature? Like, must we reschedule a play date with you or something? Because you're not about to mess this up, you know? But that's just me.
Chef reality. Oh, we can't hear you. Chef reality, I think there's something wrong with your mic or something. We literally can't hear what you're saying.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just having the hardest. I don't know what's going on with this computer.
It's very low.
Is this a little better? Yeah, just skip me. I don't know what's going on. I'm
Uh,
sorry. I'll just keep.
Now we can
Okay,
hear
now
you.
we can hear you.
Oh, now you can. Okay, I was just gonna say that I'm kind of torn about the whole situation because I really do like Marlo a lot. And I think Marlo is justified in bringing up Candy's situation, but as far as the incidents at the restaurants that nobody wants to talk about, but I think she's wrong for trying to connect it with what happened to her nephew, and then saying that Candy should have reacted a certain way. But it sounds as though that the nephew was no longer working at OLG. Is that correct? That the nephew didn't
Yeah,
work.
he was no longer here.
Right, so it's like he didn't work there any longer, and he was not that familiar with Candy. I mean, he's seemed as though he was just, he worked for Candy, not necessarily was socially involved with her. But it looks like Marlo is just trying to connect the two because for a storyline and trying to get under Candy's skin. But it would have been nice for Candy to send some flowers, considering.
Mm. I think your mic has gone off again. Shop Shop reality. I think your mic has gone off. Can she even hear us?
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. Um, like you were saying, you said Drew shouldn't have been there. I also felt the same way that Drew should not be in that equation. She literally made matters worse. I kept
Yeah.
asking myself, what are you doing there? What exactly is your job? What exactly is, and she was just finding that, oh, I was the one that brought up the issue because you were just a liar. You lie a lot. You
Yeah.
were lying through your teeth. The way she made the talk between her and Malo over exaggerated was besides me.
Hmm.
Made it into what it was not, trying to insert yourself into a situation that doesn't concern you. That situation concerns Marlo and Kandi, and they alone should be able to resolve the issues themselves. What were you doing there?
Right.
You had no reason to be there, but you decided, oh, I wanted to be there. I wanted to make a scene. I wanted to be relevant. What it pissed me off so much that I felt like, girl, please can you leave my screen? Especially when the thing became heated and Sanya came and like trying to drag Marlo away, and Drew went to their face and was like, she's the aggressor. She's the aggressor. I was
Yeah.
like, no, both of them were the aggressors. There is nobody that was right there because Kandi started popping off. And of course, we know Marlo has a character. She too started popping off. The both of them were aggressive. Don't come here trying to paint one person as the aggressor when both of them were aggressive. Kenya was ready to throw fists. So
Mm.
her coming and making it look as if Marlo was the only aggressor there, that was like, no, I'm not gonna stand for that. Don't come up here acting like you're trying to diffuse the situation, rather you're trying to add more fuel. Don't in. That was very. I was pissed at that moment that she was trying to make Marlo more annoying by saying that she was the aggressor. Marlo was not the aggressor. It was the both of them. The both of them were at fault. At that moment, I didn't care who started the fight, who said what. At that moment, I realized that both of them were wrong by shouting at each other, disturbing the whole neighborhood, disturbing those that were at the bar. Even if they were shooting, it was wrong of them to start popping off like that. And you calling one person the aggressor and looking at the other person like, oh, you did right. That, that was like ass licking to me. I'm sorry.
Right. Right. Yeah. Like I said, uh, Drew shouldn't have been there. You know, Drew, she doesn't know how to take a story or anything that somebody tells her. She is it's like telephone with her. You know, you say it to her how you're gonna say it, and she says it to somebody else, and there's like a, a difference in a wording or two that makes it sound worse than what how she received the information. You know, and it was just like Drew, like she's like a my God, she kind of made me feel like she was in junior high or something. You know what I'm saying? She kind of reminded me of those girls in
Yeah,
junior high that would start stuff just to see if they could see a flare up or a reaction or a school fight. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
she's like a bone carrier, a shit starter. You know, and it's not a pretty look. You know,
It's
so
not.
yeah, I didn't appreciate that. That was just stupid and messy.
ShopRite, is your mic now okay?
Let me see. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
All right, so this has just been a disaster. Yeah, I'm sorry, I cut out and I just came back in. This whole Marlo
No
thing, I was
problem.
saying I'm just torn because I like Marlo, but I think she is, exaggerating the situation to try to get at Kandi, to try to get a rise out of Kandi, and it's working. But I think you guys were talking about Drew. Yeah, for some reason, to me, Drew doesn't seem to fit in with this group. I don't know how old she is, but she just seems not as mature as the other ladies. She's always smiling all the time. She just doesn't seem to fit in. I just get the impression that she's just playing a role, a character, just to be on the show. And I don't know why they feel that they need her on the show. What does she bring to this show? What do any of them bring at this point, but especially her. I don't understand what her place is. I don't think she's funny. She's super corny. She and then now this friendship or cousinship that she's supposed to have with Courtney. What's
Right.
that all about? That's
Yeah.
so silly. How's my
Mhm.
cousin? How's my like? So are they? Is she really cousins with Ralph? And that just seems so random. And why is I don't know. Have you guys talked about Courtney yet?
No.
Okay,
No,
I'll wait till you guys start talking about Courtney. Okay, go ahead.
but I also thought about something. I feel like Candy needs to leave the show because she has so many things. She has so many accomplishments. She has so many business going right for her. For her to come up here talking about, I'm gonna bust your head, I'm gonna pop, saying those things. It doesn't look well for me, for someone of her caliber that has so many things going for her, coming on the show, acting the way she acts. I feel like she has outgrown the situation. She has outgrown the Real Housewives. And I don't understand why she doesn't want to leave.
Yeah, those kind of words, that's a terrorist threat these days. You know what I'm saying? So, and then especially being on a television show that is seen by millions of people. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, they're not behaving like ladies at all. They're more like little thugs. You know, I sit back and I watch Little Thugs every week now. Not ladies and somebody I could say, oh, wow, she's cute. Look at her outfit. Look at the stuff she's doing. It's nothing really for an intelligent black woman to admire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I said, I want to see the good stuff, the glamour stuff, the that kind of stuff. I don't want to see arguing every episode. And that's where I'm at.
Yeah, that is a good question. Why does she want to continue on this show? And why do they keep bringing her back season after season after season? She has the same storyline with her mom not liking Todd, with her working too much, with Todd working too much. It's the same storyline. What does she offer to the show? And I know a lot of people, oh, Kandi, Kandi, but those same people, she has all of those followers on Instagram, but they're not watching the show. The show had a lot more ratings last week, but doesn't she have like 7 or 8 million followers on Instagram?
Mm.
She has
No,
10 million.
10 million followers, but your followers
Yeah.
don't come watch the show. So why are they keeping her on here? I'm not a fan of hers. I don't dislike her, but it's just the same old same, season after season after season. Like, why did they even bring all of these people back? They brought everybody back from last season that was a flop and then added Courtney to the mix. Like,
Yeah.
what made them think that this season was going to be any better than last season? And what is the storyline for this season? Now you have something with what Marlo is bringing, but other than that, okay, so now we see Kenya is looking at a space for this salon. Okay, so I guess that's her storyline. But like the same thing with Kenya. Last season, it was the product being at CVS.
Hmm.
It's just like, what is your storyline, Kenya? You're not talking, you're not giving us any details about this divorce.
True.
And like I said, with Drew, why is she on this show? She just seems so out of place.
I agree.
It's- Speaking of people that are not supposed to be on the show, Courtney, I don't know. I'm sorry to say this. She pisses me off. I'm sorry to say this. Trying to put it nicely, whenever she smiles, I'm just like, what the hell was that? Please stop smiling. Like her smile is kind of annoying because she doesn't tend to understand the situation. She, I don't think she has a grasp of what is exactly going on, or she has a grasp of what exactly she's doing in the midst of those women. She's just struggling. I'm trying to find her place. I'm trying to find what she's doing. In short, I'm trying to find out why she was given a pitch because I don't understand. Are we just giving pitches out to anybody? Any who and anybody? We're just giving out, throwing out the pitches. Like her planning out this thing. I'm like, as much as Marlo and Kandi are going to have their fight, that this kind of thing there was a tendency of it going to happen between
Right.
Marlo and Kandi, and you were planning an outing and you decided that I want to plan an outing to a place that a bar where a lot of people were going to be there, and you know that these ladies don't joke when it comes to throwing words at each other, when it comes to insulting each other, when it comes to being annoyed at each other. They don't joke. They don't None of them likes to back down.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to come out as the victorious one. I want to be the one that had the last talk, the last sentence. These ladies are those people. You've literally been in their midst so many times when they've had these issues. And you decided, okay, I want to throw, one outing. I want the ladies to come together. And you decided to throw it in an open space with a lot of people. What was she thinking? What was her aim? What was the plan?
I don't know, but I, I'm still asking myself, like, is she really Ralph's cousin? She came out of nowhere. First she was this chick that she was having a conflict with Kandi, about their social circles, then all of a sudden, surprise, I'm your cousin, and now she's here, she's throwing parties, she's getting the girls together. It's like, hold on, stickiness. I'm gonna give her that nickname. She's sticky. Hold on, stickiness. Like, anybody got a tissue? You know what I'm saying? She's just all in the mix. You know, she's like, you got a good thing of juice, and somebody go throw a bunch of sugar in it. Like, do you want to drink it then? No. You know, she's there for no reason. I don't get her. You know, and I don't really like, you know, her trying to be, I don't know, mistress of ceremony all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? Know your place. Slow down. Because Kandi really don't like you. Y'all still haven't made up. And you and Marlo was like this because, hey, you had something bad to say about Kandi. So Marlo was ready for that tea and ready to listen. Like Marlo said, hey, I'm glad this doesn't have anything to do with me this time. I could just sit back and watch the tea. Remember she said that statement? So
Yeah.
yeah, she's a pawn. She's a pawn in chess. That's how I look at it.
That's right. And what was the purpose of her having that event? That's what's not making sense to me either with the show. They're not explaining why the people are coming together. Because we know that they're not friends. They say that they're not friends. Can you said last episode, my friends, or maybe that was episode before last. So then why did Marlo go to Alabama with you if she's not your friend? Why is everybody meeting up with Courtney at this place if you guys are not friends? It just doesn't make any sense. And why is Courtney hosting events? Well, I guess the new people do that from time to time, but you're right. All she does is smile. Who is she friends of? Didn't she come on the show with Shereé? So why do
Oh,
we not
yeah,
see her hanging out with Shereé? Why is she hanging out with Marlo?
exactly. Sticky.
I think it was her coming as a friend of Sheree was just like a storyline they wanted to sell to us. I think it's just a storyline they wanted because I don't think they wanted to bring it like, oh, this new person. They wanted to bring her as someone's friend and sell us the idea. Because for me, I, every time I see her in the episode, I'm just like, oh god, what is she going to do? As in, and sometimes I feel like she doesn't know, she's not in this reality because she just smiles at everything and starts laughing. I'm like, what's the occasion? Why are you laughing? It's not funny. There's nothing funny here. So what's the laughter for? I don't know. I literally don't like her a lot. I don't like that lady at all. And I didn't understand why she brought all those ladies. In short, I don't even understand why all of them were there.
Neither.
Like Shop Reality said, you are not friends. I literally will not go to a party if you're not my friend. I know
Exactly.
we're not in good terms and you're inviting me for a party. Why would I be there?
Hmm.
When I know that I'll get pissed off by seeing you.
Yeah.
So what am I going to derive from going to a party of somebody that I'm not in good terms with? Like, I don't understand. Like, they don't do things. They say we're shooting a reality TV show. They tell us it's a reality TV show, but they don't shoot things that are in really reality. Because nobody would literally dress up, wear your expensive clothes, your expensive expensive perfumes, and literally be going out to somebody you're not close with to the party, or going to a party that you know that somebody you don't like with everything in you is going to be there, and you literally have to exchange greetings with this person. Nobody will want to do that. Everybody will want to avoid that in reality, because I would not want to go to a party where I know someone I'm not friends with is there. So I don't understand. When I saw Kandi saying she was going there, I kept on questioning myself. What is she going to do there? We know you're not friends with Courtney. You have not made up with Courtney. And you know Marlo is going to be there, and you've heard some certain things about Marlo talking about you and you didn't like. Why are you going there? And also Kenya, I was like, why is Kenya coming? You say you don't like um
Marla.
Marlo, but you want to be in her presence. How does that work? Then we come to May, and you're like, I don't understand where she is actually. She's just there. Sometimes she just airs, sometimes we don't even acknowledge that she's there. Then we come to also Drew. You don't like Marlo, but you want to be in her presence. Everyone doesn't like Marlo, but you be in the party that you know Marlo is going to be there. Just
Right.
make it make sense. How is that a reality? How does that happen in life? Like, I've never heard of that. And for them playing that with me, saying that, oh, I don't like somebody, I will travel with you. I will be in the same presence with you. It doesn't end well. They are setting us up to literally see that they are going to fight, because that's what is going to happen. If I'm in the presence of someone I don't like, I'll be pissed off. And who knows, I might want to air my grievances to you, and in my end, we might end up exchanging words. And that's what exactly happens. When these women meet, because they are not in good terms, it always ends in brutality, insults. It turns to love and hip hop.
Right.
And that's not what we subscribed for.
Right. I think maybe, I don't know. I mean, I know a little bit about television and everything, and I don't know if it's like written in the contract that you guys have to do so many scenes together, pick your scene, or you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's, like I said, in the contract that they have to do so many scenes together and so many trips together, and you know, so. And then another thing I wanted to mention is like, yeah, I've been to parties where I wasn't well liked or well received. And believe me, I was the cutest thing there. So all eyes were on me. You know what I'm saying? And I behaved like a total lady. It's just I'm the type of person that I'm gonna be me. I'm not gonna never let you take me out of my character. But if you pushing up on me, then you're gonna see something that look more like the Housewives, but I'm like much worse. you know, I'm saying, but I try to be cute wherever I go. Like my daughter said, Mama, you all dressed up and you ain't going nowhere. Because I dress for me though, you know? So
Yeah.
yeah, and if I was invited to a little paint thing there, yeah, I would have wore some cute little sweats, some cute little tennis shoes, stuff that I just really don't care about, because if I could say I got boohoo worth of clothes, I mean it, so I would have something I could have just went into the bathroom after it was over and changed and left that stuff in the trash can, you know. So yeah, I would have been cute too, girls. Y'all know y'all would have been cute. Think about it.
Yep.
You would have been cute. You
Yeah,
guys would have been cute.
absolutely.
Yeah. Now wearing heels, nah, we ain't gonna mess no paint and heels together. But cute little tennis shoes, yeah. Sweatsuit, yeah. I'd have been cute.
Did you guys talk about Kenya having to hold Kanzi back?
Not
This
really.
we talked
We
about it,
touched
how
on it. We touched on it.
we touched it, that it was so violent that I didn't understand how we went from that to that, because it was surprising to me how that was why I was saying that I felt like this show has, or Candy has outgrown the show, because how coming off here acting that way, talking about popping people's off, talking about headbutting people, it's not good, because she has literally a lot of businesses for herself. She has created an empire for herself, and for her to portray herself in that light,
Hmm.
a lot of people fail to see that. You mentioned earlier living for your girls. You mentioned earlier that she has a little bit of anger issues. A lot
Yeah,
of people fail to see that.
yeah.
Everybody wants to see Marlo's side, that they fail to see Candy. And that was what I saw in this episode, that as much as I was not in support of the fight, both of them were wrong in trying to take it the extra mile. Candy
Right,
especially,
right.
as in her going that far, that Kenya was holding her. As in, like, you could literally see, like, I could feel the flames coming off her head.
Hmm.
The anger was there. And
Right,
if not because of Kenya and other ladies there, who we might be talking about something else by now.
right, right.
They would have been hands being thrown at people, because she was already saying it. She was already there saying, "Oh, if it gets to this level, nobody should hold me." That's
Right.
why I feel like she is creating problems for herself.
Yeah, out of control. That's what you call it. Off the hook, out of control. you know, like anger issues. Uh she needs to, like, I don't know, maybe get some therapy or something. You know, I think it would help, because I think she has like deep rooted anger, and I don't really know where it comes from. Maybe it's because I'm not all that tall myself. Maybe it's short woman anger.
Yeah, you're right. I think it does have something to do with her size. I think it's because she's short, and when she's short like that, you
Well,
have to
people seem to
talk
want to
louder.
bully you. Yeah, they want to. Well, they always
Right,
want to bully you.
right.
But see, I'm that quiet, silent deadly type of person. I don't really get boisterous. You see what I'm saying? She gets boisterous and just like out of control. And I know she be seeing flames in her eyes. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, do you remember what was that when they had the Nene was on there and they had something in a hotel and they had the husbands there and Kandi got into a
Yes, yes,
fight.
they all had on lingerie.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. And then somebody get cut. One of Kenya's guy friends end up getting hurt and
Yeah, she wanted to fight, Mallory, and it was like, "Oh, do you think you're gonna be able to
uh,
meet Mallory beat Mallory up?" So because
nah,
she is shorter, I guess she feels the need that she has to be much more boisterous. But for Drew to say that Marlo was being aggressive, like Marlo
no.
said, "I was just standing here."
Yeah, that was
Candy's the
Candy.
one who, you know, let go of me. Or what I don't know if she said let go of me, whatever she was saying. Telling
Right.
Kenya that, I guess if something happens, don't hold me, don't hold me. She was so upset. I guess she could not believe that Marlo was retelling this story from 2 years ago, but Marlo said she was still hurt by it.
Yeah, that's why I said, hey, at that point, maybe she should have took Marlo by the hand. Hey, Marlo, come here, girl. Come here, just me and you. You know, let's can we have another go at this conversation? Let's do it another day when it's just me and you. Or if not, baby, come here. Let me hug you. I love you, Marlo. I love you. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You have my condolences. I'm sorry I wasn't there for you. I mean, maybe sometimes all it takes is an apology. That's some grown woman stuff right there. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
maybe that's all Marlo really wanted.
Yeah, that may have been what she wanted because I think that she doesn't feel respected by the other ladies. Finally
Exactly.
she has her peach and no one's giving her the respect. But I'm gonna have to go back and watch the season trailer again to see what else do we have to look forward to other than this. It just seems to be just
E-
a hodgepodge of a
Exactly.
bunch of stuff thrown together. Go ahead, what you say?
I was saying that that was the same thing. I was speaking with my friend. I said, now that we've seen the fight between Marlo and Candy, what next?
Mhm.
What are we going to expect? Because I'm literally going to be upset if they rerun and rewrite and re-edit and this fight till the episode 16.
Mhm.
It's literally going to be annoying to know that they are going to run this fight, talk about this fight over it, judge who was wrong, rejudge who was right till the episode 16. It's gonna be it's going to be pissing me off.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because what else? Literally, what else would happen? What else would they show us? That was my question.
Kenya's gonna be opening up her place, I guess. I guess Courtney must have brought something to the show for them to cast her instead of Monyetta. Monyetta just seems to be really sweet anyway. But I guess
Mhm.
Courtney must have done something to make them, have her as a peach holder. So I guess we do have that to look forward to. Whatever that is, it must have been something. But right now she's just smiling all the time and just she just doesn't seem to fit. And Drew doesn't fit.
Right.
Exactly. She doesn't. She's trying to fit, but she's not getting it. And did you notice at the end of everything, where all of them were outside, both Drew, Kenya, and the rest, and they were literally mocking Malu.
Yeah,
That
they were.
felt off to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for Kenya to say all the people that she allegedly did that to, from what
Mm,
I understand, it was just one
yeah,
person. Why are you
Yeah.
saying all the people? They just
Yeah.
don't respect her at all. So I guess she'll keep acting like that until they give her the attention that she wants. So far, it seems as though they don't plan on giving it to her. But,
Mhm.
if she didn't do what she did last night, then what else would we be talking about? Like I said, like, there's nothing going on with the show. I don't wanna see Kenya opening up a salon. Okay, we've seen her with this hair care product season. I want to know what's going on with the divorce situation. I wanna know about that. I wanna know why didn't she say that they don't have a prenup? Is that what she had said? I wanna know how that's going on. Are you going to have to pay this person? What's going on with that? No information.
Well, I want to see her real hair.
Say that again?
I want to see her real hair. If you got a hair care product, I want to see the the your hair. I don't want to see your hair with pieces in it. I don't want to see you with wigs on it. I
Please,
want to
yeah.
see your hair.
Right. That makes
You know
sense.
what I'm saying? And the reason why is because look, my hair, this is my hair. All this is my hair. There's no
Wow.
pieces. Listen, my hair, I cut my hair to my ear 3 years ago. This is my hair growth. I want Kenya to show hers.
That you make a good point because it looks like she does have some stuff in there, and sometimes it looks like she has a wig on too, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
What's going
I
on with
want to, I want
Candy's
to, I
hair?
want to see. Before I'm going to buy anybody's products, I need to see really what yours is doing.
And what's going on with Candy's hair? Her hair is looking horrible this season.
I don't
What
know,
is
but
going
she need to
on?
stop with them wigs. Just like
So bad.
the pieces, the wigs. Whoever's doing her hair, she need to fire them
Right.
because
Right.
that is not a good look.
It's not a good look. So it
Mm-mm.
just looks horrible.
Yeah,
Marlo and Shereé are the only reason why I watch it because I'm watching to see what they're going to have on.
yeah,
Those 2 ladies
exactly.
are always just, hair, makeup,
Yeah,
clothes, everything. Like, how do they
mhm,
do that day in and day out? Why
yeah.
can't you other people do it? Candy, why can't you need to hire who and I believe some of them do have the same stylist, but it's like, why is it that these 2 ladies always look fantastic and you're younger? I think they said she and Marlo are the same age, but you're younger than Sheree. How is it that Sheree, every episode, is looking so much better than the rest of you guys? Does she have more time on her hands? How is she getting all that done?
I don't know, but Marlo and Sheree does look good,
They look
uh,
fantastic.
because I look at their hair, and I see that it's not their hair, but you know, th- their their weaves, their wigs are together. You know what I'm saying? The makeup is flawless.
Right,
Outfits be banging. You know
right,
what I'm saying? And then I look at Kandi and I'm like, girl, what you doing? you know?
right.
And then
Like,
Drew.
why do you look like that? Do
Yeah,
better.
Drew too. Drew too. And Sonya, you
And say,
know,
oh, Sanya,
oh Sonya, you know.
Shanya wears, I don't know. I get maybe it's difficult for her going from an athletic type body to now trying to dress like these because now she's dressing a lot better. I've seen this season she's wearing like more designer high end clothing. So
Mhm.
maybe this is kind of a difficult transition because she's probably naturally just always like in sweats, track suits, athletics type of
Right.
stuff. And now she's trying to looks like she's trying to really spruce herself up a lot. But I'm not interested in her and her family storyline. I don't care. I fast forward those scenes. And they seem like lovely people, but I'm not interested in that.
I'm
She's
sorry.
giving us a storyline. I'm just not interested in the
Why
storyline.
are you not interested? It's a story. It's an interesting story.
Say that again?
I said, why are you not interested? It's an interesting story.
Really? I don't know. I'd rather see her husband. Where is he? He's so good looking. How come he's not on this? He wasn't even there last episode or the episode before that. I think we saw him on a camera, on a phone talking to us. Like, he should be in the scenes. If that's, then that will make me more interested. If I saw the husband in the scenes, then I probably would, press pause and press play.
Ooh, you ladies are making my gut hurt from laughing over here. You guys, this is really really a great
Think that it's
conversation.
real that she's, really trying to put the family out, and you think that that's real? Like, because didn't they come and stay with her for the show when we first met her? They all moved there, so now this season, the husband wants them out.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Exactly. It felt off to me, but let's just I just want to see how they want to run it. I literally just want to see. But they are literally lacking storylines, or it's not I don't feel like they are lacking storylines. I feel like the ladies are trying to hide a lot of things about their lives and their household and their marital life, them as being housewives and all the rest. I think they are hiding it. And another issue is that we have less housewives.
Mm,
Literally, it's only Kandi and who again? Drew. Now Drew is literally divorced. So now it's only Kandi that is literally still in the marriage. All the other wives
Sanya.
or all the other casts are not married or are not in a relationship or they're not dating. Okay, except for Saya. But we hardly see her husband sometimes. So every other person is not literally in a marriage or in a relationship or something.
right.
And it's called the Real Housewives. So if they are not in marriages or relationships, what else would they be showing us? That's why they always go around fighting with each other, meeting up when they know they don't want to meet up, just to fight.
Yeah, that's why I said they need to re-audition and get some other housewives, because I know it's a whole bunch of housewives in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? That's doing things that, you know, husbands are doing things and their lives are popping. Like, bring in some fresh air. You know, the show needs fresh air.
It sure does.
You know, because Courtney ain't doing it.
No, she's not.
She's not even married. So
Right.
why is she having a pitch?
She must have done something towards the end of the season. I guess we just have to wait and see for them
I
to.
guess we'll have,
Yeah,
yeah, we'll
she
have to
must have
wait.
done something.
Right.
We'd have to wait.
I guess
But
being
I'm not
Sheree's friend and Ralph's cousin and Marlo's new friend, that's not enough, huh? So you guys feel like it might be something more.
Must have been.
Yeah, you know,
She
I
must have
don't
like
know.
cursed somebody out or something.
Yeah, you
um,
know, I just want to see what she's gonna bring, because right now I'm still gonna call her Sticky.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's her new name.
I, I don't want to keep my hopes up so as not to get it shattered. So I'm literally giving them the bare minimum. So if it gets better at the long run, I'll be like, okay, fine, good. If it doesn't, I would know that I never ever even have had hopes for the season getting better. So I don't want to say it's gonna get better. I'm just gonna be, I'm just gonna watch and see how that
Mhm.
goes. Because this and next week, you see the preview of next week's episode? It's another Marlo versus Kandi versus the rest. And I'm like,
Yeah,
not again. We had that this episode, and next week episode is going to be Kandi, Marlo, Drew, Kandi, Marlo, Kenya versus Marlo. That's not what I want to watch. Another gathering that ended up in issues.
yeah, exactly. You know, so I don't know.
So,
I think I'll watch next week, but I'm not gonna turn it up real loud where I'm hearing every word, because it's too much confusion. Sometimes I want to watch TV and I want to see something pretty nice and even key, because see, my spirit is involved. You know what I'm saying? And I don't
yeah.
need all them bad spirits, because it be in my head. Next thing you know, somebody say something to me, and I'm like, "What?" You know what I'm saying? Because I'm watching these crazy girls. So yeah, I'm hoping that they can kind of tone it down just a little bit. Show some class. Be a lady.
I do hope. I do hope. Because I'm tired of the everyone against Marlo fight.
Yeah.
I'm tired. And I don't see the ratings going better. Probably the ratings might go up this week because of everybody was anticipating the fight between Marlo and Kandi, and everybody wanted to tune in to like literally watch what was going to happen between them. But I feel like if next week is going to be about Marlo and Kandi, the same fight, I don't think anybody will be literally interested to watch that again. I
Mhm.
don't think. Well, I just hope that it does better and probably they start thinking of recasting and reshuffling some casting this season. I just hope they do that.
Yeah.
Well,
Those
I guess
good.
that's what we're going to end it for today. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Shop Reality TV, for joining. Thank you, Living for My Girls, for joining. We'll see you guys same time next week. Don't forget to like our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to our individual YouTube channel. So go subscribe to ShopRite TV YouTube channel. Go and also subscribe to my own YouTube channel. And we'll see you guys same time next week.
Bye,
Bye.
ladies.
Thank you. Bye
All
bye.
right. Have a good one.
You too. Bye bye.
Yeah.
All right. Bye bye.